been asked a lot of questions about Aisha. What's the difference between risks, impediment, blocker, and dependency? And to be honest, it's not as complex as you think. I know some people out there will explain things, it will make you more confused than your initial search. The goal of this video is to make this as simple as possible, whereby we'll define or describe what's the difference between the risks and impediment, blocker, and dependency. Welcome back to Aisha Scrum. I'm very happy to have you join my platform. For my current subscribers and my new subscribers, I welcome you all to the channel and thank you all for subscribing. And if you are interested in mentorship, do not hesitate to email us at admin@aishascrumtech.com. Yes, we are closing the December. We're going to be back again in January. But of course, the YouTube shorts videos will continue on, but let's get back to the video, right? So the first thing I have in my board is to basically define what a risk is, right? What a simple way for us that are working Scrum Masters that can help us simplify, or even when sometimes a team member or someone asks, oh, what is risk? What a simple way we can actually define this or even explain it, or sometimes too for our own understanding, right? What is a risk? So I simply define risk as something that could occur. Simple as that, right? I would define risk as something that could occur. Simple as that. It is true, it did not occur yet. That's why it's a risk, right? And we are anticipating that, oh, this might happen. So let's be aware. An example of this, for example, is we had a team member recently that we lost, right? Randomly, a team member we lost. And our scope did not change. And when we were planning our work, we also accounted for that team member. And now that we lost this team member, and the first thing I was asking the team member was like, oh, maybe we have to call this out and see it as this, there may be a potential risk on us not completing our work, right? Because why is that? Our scope is not changing. The scope remained the same, but we lost a key member in the team, and that could potentially hinder our delivery. So we are calling that as a risk. The issue didn't happen yet, right? The issue did not happen yet, but we are just anticipating that it might happen. And that's what the risk is. So now let's cover the popular one, which is impediment, right? Let's talk about impediment, because sometimes we all Scrum Masters, even in our job description, it's always written that we are impediment remover, right? We remove impediment. We are the masters of impediment. But what is the difference between a risk and an impediment, right? So I actually define impediment as something that has occurred, right? Could occur, has occurred, something that have already happened, right? And it's also currently happening. So that's why if you all recall, sometimes in the daily Scrum, 3 questions that we used to ask is, what did you do yesterday? What did you do today? And if you have any impediment, right? That means if you have any issue, right? Because we see impediment as an issue, right? Something that we do not want, because something that might prevent us from getting our work done, right? And this can be commonly sometimes is access issue or maybe upgrade issue, anything of that. And that is hindering the team member or whoever from completing their work. And if that's the case, we jump in and help ensure the right people are aware, and we start looking for ways how we can help get those team members to resolve the impediment and sometimes escalate as needed, right? So you already know the difference between both, right? So that's very, very important. That's just a simple way to explain it. Could occur, has occurred, right? So now let's talk about blocker, right? Sometimes too, you have people sometimes confused about blocker. So in the regular world, let's just think about block. Or before we get there, if this has been very valuable, please like and subscribe to Aisha Tech. Our goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers in next year of August. Please kindly help us meet this goal. And I know a lot of you watch my channel. I see it. Half of you subscribe, the other half did not subscribe, but which is fine, right? And I'm still getting the watch time. But kindly subscribe. The subscription actually means a lot to the channel. That tells me that what I'm doing is working. I should continue doing what I'm doing, right? And if you have a question or you want me to cover a topic, please comment down below or email me. You can email me questions too, so I can have more idea for next year. I'm trying to think about what to upload for next year. So kindly add any ideas, add anything you have in the email or the chat, or comment down this video. I can also look at those questions. So that will be my next video, because this is what I'm covering right now. Actually, someone sent me an email about it. That's why I'm covering this, right? Sometimes I might not know that people actually need it. So it's very nice to hear from you all, because this content is for you all. So at the same time, subscribe. I appreciate it. Right. So now let's cover blocker. So blocker means, I actually call blocker as stand still. Basically, you are blocked. And when you are blocked, we all know you can move forward, you can move back. Basically, you're on standstill. Nothing can happen. And all what we do here around risks and all of that is to prevent blocker. When we're calling out risks, looking for different ways to mitigate those risks, is to prevent a blocker, right? Because when you are blocked, basically you are doomed. No, just kidding. But when you are blocked, it means that you can't do anything. And we do not want that as Scrum Masters, because we know that if we are blocked, then there's a huge jeopardy about us or the team members not meeting the sprint goal. And we do not want that. So we are trying to call all this out around this area, this right-hand side, before we get to the left-hand side, right? So that's why sometimes people confuse all of this, but it's just simple. And you, Scrum Master, need to know the difference between all of this, because that's how you will know how to approach each of these issues based on the understanding. So you first of all, watch this video and get this understanding so you can know how to approach all of this. All right, so that's what blocker means. And the last one is dependency. Another time people sometimes confuse dependency. Some people call dependency impediment, or they call dependency as a risk. I can see sometimes how dependency can be a risk, right? But before we even go further and describe that, let's just define what dependency is. Dependency is basically relationship between work items. That's how I defined it. I'm sure different people might have different definition, but that's how I see dependency. I just see as the relationship between work item, right? And that relationship, sometimes we have to untangle it, right, before we can get work or keep the flow going to get work to done. And that's what we Scrum Master help with, right? All of this is actually a very key part in our role. All this was covered in here. That's part of the thing that we do behind the scene that sometimes people cannot even see. Sometimes people always think that Scrum Master will just facilitate meeting, but these are the behind the scene legwork that we do that it's sometimes very difficult to write down in the paper. But people that know that we do this work, and we do. And because we are behind shielding the team from all of this, it helps the team get the work done, right? And sometimes if dependency is not resolved, it can lead to a blocker, right? Or it can also be an impediment, right? This can happen where there'll be a dependency. We anticipate a team completing their work item, and when that's not done, then boom, we have an impediment. And if that not resolved, it will lead to 100% blocker. And we do not want that, right? So I hope this simple definition of the difference between risks, blocker, and impediment and dependency have been valuable to you. If not, if it is, kindly subscribe to our channel. I really appreciate this. And if you want us to cover any YouTube video for next year, kindly post it in the chat. I really appreciate this, to be honest. And thank you all so much for watching the channel. Thank you all. I think next week will be my last video for this year, and I'll see what to cover for that. Hopefully we'll cover something that's going to be interesting. And of course, maybe the Jira video is going to continue throughout till next year. But thank you all so much for watching Aisha Tech Platform. And thank you all for subscribing to this channel and making it such a big channel. I really appreciate you all. And see you all again in our next video.